Vazquez with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Studio Series Leader Class Constructicons SCAVENGER. Another step closer to finally completing our set of Constructicons and ultimately Devastator. For the package, you got that nice open window that fully showcases the figure. Got a gorgeous CGI image of him right there. Transformers text, generation logo. Obviously, this is from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Come around to the side of the package, you got an up-close image of his ugly face. And then on the opposite side here, you got an up-close image of Devastator's ugly face. When you come around to the back of the package, you can see that he transforms in 25 steps. Obviously, Studio Series, so he's big screen inspired, scale, detail, blah, blah, blah. Does come with his backdrop. We have seen it numerous times before. And the one sentence read up that says, "The desert sands quake as Constructicon Scavenger combines with his comrades to form Constructicon Devastator." After this, I think we only have 2 more Constructicons that we need to get to finally complete Devastator. And this guy actually should connect with some of the other Constructicons, so hopefully I'll be able to show that to you guys. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have Scavenger opened up out of his packaging and obviously in his vehicle mode. What that vehicle mode is, I have no idea. But he is a big character. And utilizing the leader class was really a good decision on Hasbro's part. This guy is quite large. I mean, you can see in my hands just how kind of big he is. Now, there are some aspects of him that really don't look all that good. I mean, when you look at him from the side, kind of from the front, if you don't look inside here, that angle looks pretty good. That angle looks pretty good. But then you look at that, and that's just kind of a mess. You can see the extra tire that he has, kind of just sandwiched in between the 2 parts right there. I mean, he has 2 very large tires in his robot mode. Now, the way that the design for the character was, it was supposed to be this and this, but they weren't able to really do that. So they just built in like an extra tire, which, you know, I mean, it works. But when you look at his vehicle mode, like I said, it's just, there's just a lot of stuff kind of going on. I mean, he looks good from this perspective. He is basically a triple changer. And with all triple changers, there's always something that suffers. In my opinion, this is the mode that suffers the most. It's not that it looks bad, it's just not as complete looking as the combined mode or even the robot mode. Still some really nice paint detail on there. You can see primarily he's done in this reddish plastic that also has some paint elements. You can see some red painted up there. But mostly it's done in the red plastic. Yeah, you can see some nice gunmetal gray put throughout, like in the sections here, throughout the body of it with the ladders and everything. You can see that the crane or scoop thing here also has that coloring. Some of the pistons have that. The little cockpit, I don't even know what that would be. That's painted. You got some vents here on the side that are painted as well. I mean, overall, pretty good detail. You can see that the little scoopy thing can articulate. You got a lower section right down here that can hinge. You got an upper section here that can hinge. You can also lift that up, but again, when you lift that up, that just exposes all that junk underneath there. But you know, just keep it down like that. I mean, I guess that kind of works for him. Looks like a giant leg right there, so let's play with that a little bit more, get it a little bit more scoopy looking. He does have wheels on the bottom here, so he does roll. Now, as I said, he is the largest of all of the Constructicons. Now, the only one that I have currently in vehicle mode is going to be Mixmaster, but you can see just how big they get by comparison to one another. And this guy's a Voyager class, obviously. You got a leader class here, so big size difference between the two, which again, you would expect because this was a massive construction vehicle in the movie. And for the most part, I think they did a decent job of giving you that look. Now, transforming them into his combined mode, first we're going to take these little bits here, just kind of open these up just like that. Come around to the bottom, I guess you could take the head, kind of fold that there, revealing it, obviously. And then you want to split this piece right down the middle. It tabs in very securely, but rotate this all the way around, and then you're going to lock it into place. You've got a couple different little tab sections. Just push that in there, lock that in, do that on that side as well. It gives it a very secure lock if you get it lined up right. Come on, give that a good push. And there we go, just like so. Gonna take this, lift this up, get that kind of out of the way, and then rotate these arms around so they're kind of facing upwards, just like so. Then take these arms, rotate these all the way around. Okay, now straighten that up and lock that down, just like that. Kind of keep that down. Then do that on this side as well. Rotate that all the way down, extend that, and then that'll lock into place just like so. And then these bits right here, you can kind of see it breaks up there. You want to rotate these around to the top on both sides here. So spin that around just like so. Then take these sections, bring them all the way down, and they will lock in, again, very securely along the side. You can hear how strong that actual connection part is. It's very loud, makes me a little bit nervous, but it seems fairly sturdy. And then you want to take them, get that out of the way, and these are going to swivel out just like that. Come down here to these little wheel sections. You want to take these, rotate these up on both sides like so, and then detach them just like that, and then come around here to the bottom and then bring that together like so. Then take this section here, kind of rotate that around and bring this around just like so, kind of getting that off to the side like that. Then you want to take these, lift these, and then rotate these around so that this little upper section is going to be towards the middle. So again, here, rotate this all the way around, and then you bring the two halves, let me get that out of the way, bring the two halves together, and they will tab in, again, very securely right there across the middle. Then you want to take this whole bit, kind of rotate that around. This all gets a little bit confusing. Like, got to spin this, and then, I don't know, you got to, like, tuck his head through here, and then that's going to, like, rest right there kind of in the front. You want to have these pieces here. I want to say that this is what the other, I forgot which combiner it is going to attach to these pieces here. And then these are going to come up and lock in here. So you kind of bend this and then lock that right there. And then lock this right there. And that's, as far as I can tell, these little pieces, I don't really know what they do. I think they just kind of hang out there, but, or maybe they fold down. I don't know, maybe, yeah, I think maybe they fold down. That one just kind of dangles there, and I don't know. I mean, it's right there, so I guess could dangle, or maybe you could put it back here or something. I have no idea. But this is basically it. This is, I'm just going to leave that like that. It's kind of, this is the, maybe, no, that kind of stays up there, so I'm going to leave it like so. This is his torso section. Okay, I mean, it works. Obviously, there's his head, kind of tuck that down. But the fun thing is now we can actually connect some stuff to this guy. All right, so here we have scrap metal and Hightower in their arm configuration, and then here we have Mixmaster in his head configuration. Now, one thing that you do have to make sure that you do, now I had this wrong, kind of get these out of the way, you need to make sure you rotate all of this around. You have to have these pieces right here. You can kind of see these little tab bits. They have to be upright. So just rotate that all the way around so that that's going to be there. Then what you want to do is you want to bring in this guy. And you got these little hook sections kind of on the back, right behind his tires. It's going to be tricky to do, but you need to bring this in, and maybe it might be a little bit easier if we take this off. I'm going to take that off for right now, just so I got a little bit better of a grip
on here. And then you can take this, slide these down, kind of get in there and push that. That'll lock that into place. And then do that on the other side as well. That one is a lot tighter. Come on, get in there. There we go. Got that latched into place. And then you can take this. Let's put this back on here. Connecting all these little bits. Very secure is one thing that I'm noticing as I'm connecting these pieces. But there you can basically see what's happening. The combination of him is coming together, and I mean, that's gonna be huge. And now we're gonna take his arm, and we're going to, now obviously this is the upper section here, so this connects right here. Yeah, I think, yeah. Again, very, very secure connection point right there. So bring that around, and yeah, see, I always thought that this thing was going to be a problem, and certainly looks like that's the case. So let me just take that here, tuck that around there. But there you go. I mean, he's coming together. Certainly is. I mean, you got a little shoulder section right here for the little forward claw motion that he has. I mean, that piece came off. Let me pull back and angle up a little so that you can kind of see everything, because as you can tell, he's getting quite large, quite large. And honestly, I might just leave this little piece off. I don't know. These little bits here, I feel like I dislodged those. They're gonna have to go back up in there. But I mean, one thing I'm noticing though, I mean, the connection joints are really sturdy. I'm impressed with how that has been kind of coming together so far. I mean, obviously it's gonna get much larger, but you can see just really how big he already is getting. I mean, it's certainly gonna be a very imposing figure that I am really excited about finally getting to completely connect. And really, like I said, all we need is just 2 more, and that's gonna give us our Devastator. Now from this mode, you're basically just going to be kind of putting them back all together. So take this, split this piece apart, rotate those around, and then spin these around so that they're going to be kind of opposite of one another, and you're going to then rotate that and then connect the 2 halves. So get that lined up as best as you can. Give that a good squeeze. You're going to then take this, bring his head down, and then these bits right here, you want to rotate these around, and you got little tiny nub sections on the inside here. They're gonna lock in. So then let's see, let's bring this up. This is going to extend out, rotate that around. And this goes up here. Like that. There, I guess I didn't need to do that. There we go. Something like that, I think. No. Like that, maybe. No. Alright, alright. And hell if I remember. Right. You know, the funny thing is they don't actually really give you instructions on how to transform this guy into his robot mode here. They give you like the instructions for the other guy, or for the combined mode, but nothing really for this one. So yeah, something like that. I guess it works a little bit better if you bend that. Something like that, I think. God, why do you guys watch my videos? I know somebody's gonna answer that. Don't answer that. I'll open this, open that. Hell, that's close enough, right? And honestly, the only thing that I think I didn't get right was this. That flips around like that. The rest of it, I think I got it. I still think that these are supposed to be rotated around. Let me try something here. Oh, there it is. Okay, I had it the wrong way all this time. All right, so now that will slot in right there. I guess it really didn't matter. It worked both ways. I'm dropping it. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. All that fighting, and I really didn't need to. But there he is. The big ugly guy. First Decepticon to die in Revenge of the Fallen. Here he is. The one and only Scavenger.
You know, in all honesty, this guy actually looks pretty good. He was a really weird looking robot in the first place, and for the most part, they nailed it. Now, starting off first with the size comparisons, because as I keep talking about, he's a really large figure. But bringing in a couple of the other large Constructicons, I think that Long Haul is considered the second largest of them all. Even though toy-wise here, it doesn't really translate very well. You can see that he still is bigger, but I don't feel he's as big as he should be, especially when you go back and rewatch that scene where he's battling Optimus Prime, and again, it's a nice scale, but I definitely feel like he should be much larger. I mean, when you go back and look at that movie, it's almost like the tires themselves are as big as Optimus. So it's nice that he's larger. Not entirely accurate. It works, I think. And of course, there's always that argument, you know, Optimus Prime killed him in that scene. How was he around to form Devastator? Don't try to understand it. It's Revenge of the Fallen. From the beginning to the end of that movie, it made no damn sense. But the overall look is still pretty good. One thing that I liked in terms of the movie design was this thing here. He would move around and then he would rotate, like his whole body would spin around, and you can't really replicate that, but it was cool how they incorporated that. I don't know if you really can do that here, but I'm not very talented, so I probably can't, but it might be possible to do. But the overall look is still pretty darn good on him. I think that it obviously was a very weird looking robot. I don't like how you can't really, I mean, there's parts of the tires here, getting this lifted up and out of the way, you can see that parts of the tires kind of stick out a little bit that kind of help balance him. Not all that great, though. I wish they did a better job, and part of it is just because, like, the arms and everything, the center of balance gets thrown off. So if they were making this as a way to kind of balance him, they didn't do a very good job with it. I mean, it's possible, but like I said, you got to put these arms in a proper sort of balancing configuration. I wish that they included some kind of a stand, a little flat piece that you can plug into the bottom there to get them to stand up, because as it is, and this still doesn't really tab in all that well, but you got to use the arms to get them to stand in. That's kind of annoying. It'd be cooler for display purposes to have that piece on the bottom to connect to them. First articulation, the head here is on like this little hinge. You can get it going up and down, and then it's got like a ball joint here, but because of the side bits here, you can't really rotate his head left and right too much. I mean, you can kind of sort of get great detail with that face, so that looks really cool. Definitely looks like him, well, before his face got blown off. So you can kind of move that around. Now, the shoulders here rotate. They also can go like that at the shoulder. You got ratchet joints there as well. He does rotate. Lots of articulation in the arms to help you kind of balance them, but nothing really spectacular. You got two joints here at the elbows. I do wish that there was a way to rotate the wrists around. As they are, they're going to be stuck like this unless you rotate it around and then make it upright. I mean, that's a possibility. If you want to do it, you can do it. You also do have this little finger bit right here as
an articulation piece. These bits here piss me off because I don't know if I'm attaching them right or what, but they just don't stay together. I guess you could kind of say that they twist a little, but in doing that, it makes the whole thing. So you kind of got a little twisting there, so you can have him kind of look like he's going one way and then have him veer off to the other side. I don't know. I mean, there's not really a lot of display options that you can put this guy in because he's a giant tire on top of a tire, but ultimately, I think they did a really good job with him. I think that the combined mode is really good, but I think that the robot mode is the best looking. Obviously, that combined mode is going to be heavily influenced by how good the overall look of him is. And see, you kind of really fiddle with this to get him to balance right, and I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the balancing aspect. Like I said, they really should have given us something like, I forgot this damn guy's name, whatever his name is. Should have given us something like that. That would have been nice. But I mean, I don't know a lot of people that are going to be collecting these and displaying them individually. So it really comes down to how good that Devastator is going to look. I think that ultimately that is the primary focus of all of these, and robot modes and vehicle modes are secondary or third-ary, whatever. And I'm okay with that. I mean, like I said, essentially they're triple changers, and as long as the primary function, which is Devastator, comes together and looks good, then I'll be able to ignore all the short givings. And honestly, robot mode, he doesn't have a lot. I mean, I think he looks pretty darn cool when you kind of configure him and get him into some cool kind of sort of looks and stuff. I mean, all of them have really good robot modes. Most of them have pretty decent vehicle modes. A couple have vehicle modes. But all of them, I think, are going to come together to form Devastator very nicely. At least that's my hope after all of this. And like I said, we only have 2 more to get. So what do you guys think? Do you think that ultimately the most important aspect is Devastator, or do you think that it's important to really focus on the individual characters? Give me your thoughts, leave them down in the comments section. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So if Scavenger here is a figure that you'd like to add to your collection, he is available at online retailers such as Big Bad Toy Store and Amazon right now. So for that, I'll put links down in the video description where you can click on any of those and check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. Once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you would do one small thing for me, and that's simply just to hit that thumbs up button. That, as well as leaving comments, really go a long way towards helping what YouTube calls audience engagement. And the higher that is, the more they will actually promote your videos. So doing things like that really can help me out, and I would really very much appreciate it. If you'd like to go a little bit further and help out my channel, consider becoming a patron, and you yourself can contribute to helping to make reviews like this continue to be possible. If you'd like information on that, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/optibotimus. And finally, remember, the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.